Are you ready to listen to a podcast?
Here comes the Playhouse Podcast, thanks to Bradshaw and Bryan Law Offices.
Find, subscribe, and listen.
So, I get to the gym, get my workout in. Hey, you know what would be great? Hydro massage.
They have that there?
Yeah, you lay
that's
on.
Cool.
So usually after I get done with my workout, I'll either do the massage in the chair, where I kind of get some shiatsu going on in my back.
Is this part of your membership, or do you have to put your credit card in?
No, it's like part of the gold or the black card membership, right?
Oh, really?
And so I'm doing the hydro massage. You lay on this bed, and there's water jets underneath you that go.
I've done it before.
It's great.
I enjoy it.
And I it's a good cool down for me, right? I get done. All right, boom. I hit it, and I let it really dig into my shoulders. You can zone it in, right?
Yeah.
So it only goes a little ways. It's hitting my shoulders good. So I'm all just chilled. I'm loose like cream corn.
Yeah.
Going to the locker room, and I still got my buds in, so I'm not hearing much. And there's chaos in the locker room, and I'm like, whoa, what's going on? It stops me in my tracks, and I look up, and I take my pods out, and this guy is freaking out on everyone. He's ripping lockers open all over the place. Somebody jacked his Jordans.
Oh.
Brand new Jordans. Now.
And he kept them in a locker.
Unlocked. All right, so here's where Listen, I feel bad that somebody stole your brand new shoes that you paid a lot of money for, but I've never had anything stolen from a locker I put a lock on.
Very true. Like when it comes to expensive kicks like that, like the only reason I notice sneakers now is because I have a sneakerhead as a child.
Yeah.
He notices everybody's kicks. I equate this to ladies, if you leave work and you have some lubes on, the red bottoms, and you put them in a locker without a lock, you're asking for it because women zero in on that.
This guy is now where I work out. They've got a big locker,
okay,
and then like two little lockers, and then a big locker, and then two little lockers, like half lockers, right?
Yeah.
Maybe even 4 half lockers in every big one. So I always get a big one, inside my bag and everything else, and I like to have space. Tuck it all in there, lock it on the way out. I've never worried about my stuff. This guy is whipping through all the... I couldn't believe how many lockers had stuff in them that didn't have a lock on them.
Yeah, that's me, though. I don't
am
lock
under the
my
general...
stuff.
I can't believe you don't lock your stuff.
I don't bring, like, my wallet in or anything like that. I'll have my keys with me on the treadmill, my phone, and all I'll have them in there is my jacket.
If I don't put a lock on there, I fully expect somebody to think it's public domain property and they're going to take it.
If someone were to take it, I don't want to look like an idiot and say, oh, somebody took my stuff. And then they're going to be like, oh, didn't you have a lock? And then I'll have to say no. So I wouldn't complain about it. I'd just eat it.
This dude is opening lockers, ripping through stuff, throwing it all over the place, looking for his Jordans.
Oh, it's his fault, man.
And I gently walk by, and he's throwing a hissy fit, and I get it. And I walk by, and he kind of bumps me, and he looks at me. I'm like, my stuff's all locked up. And it was the last thing he wanted to hear at that point. So he shot me that look, and I went over, I unlocked my locker, grabbed my stuff, and bounced.
Why did you feel you had to say something to him?
Because.
Why?
I learned a lesson.
That's not your bobber, sir. Mr. Watch your bobber. You had to say something under your breath.
My testosterone was flowing. I had a good pump. I figured if I was going to take a chance, it was at that time. But I just can't. And then when I mentioned this to Kat this morning, she goes, I never lock my stuff at the gym.
I never do, and I never really think about it because, I don't know. I know theft can happen anywhere, but not where I go.
Tom right away says it is not his fault.
What's not his fault?
Well, it is your fault if you don't put a lock on your locker, man.
Yeah.
You have to assume that if you don't lock something, it will be stolen. You lock your car every day, right?
Yes, and if I didn't, then that would be on me, for sure.
If your car gets stolen or all the stuff gets stolen out of your car and you didn't lock your car, then that's on you. It's the same thing, man.
That's very true. But do you think he's going to go as far as to have them like rewind footage?
Well, they don't have. You can't put a camera in a locker room. How do you know?
No, but you can put it at the entrance of the locker room.
You got to go back to every person that came in and out of there within that hour.
Yeah.
And
you'll know.
I don't know how you know because people
look a bit sus.
You have a gym bag all the time.
Yeah, but you'll know.
I just can't believe I had to talk about it because I'm like, if this, at the very least, if it means you putting a lock on your locker, do it, man. Especially if you've got anything you care about. Now, if you walk in there,
why would you just put a pair of brand new Jordans in without a lock.
You know what I guarantee he did? He put them on the bottom. Probably put a sweatshirt, coat, whatever the deal was on top of them.
Yeah.
Thinking, but now it makes me think somebody saw you walk in those Jordans.
Absolutely. Someone is always watching. If you have what somebody wants, they'll take it if they want to.
Lock it up, son.
And now, another post from Aunt Nora.
CVS has Valentine's stuff out. Heart emoji. I went shopping for my 3 little Valentines yesterday. Heart eye emoji. I always get a mini heart box of chocolates for the pastor. And the walking guard on Brisbane, she said no thank you last year, so I shall try again. Who says no to chocolate? Lisa comments below, I actually have a cocoa allergy. Maybe she has the same. My cousin's ex-husband, Charles, says, I'm allergic to shellfish and amoxicillin. That's the crew, everybody. That's the crew.
That was another post from Kat's Aunt Nora.
Kat and JJ and Caitlin, who is caller number 10 this time around, playing for $100 cash.
What are you doing, Caitlin? What's good?
I am sitting in my car outside of work.
Do you have to punch into your job?
Yeah, but I'm a little early, so
Okay.
it's all good.
The timing is right. Here's the dealio. We're not going to eat up a bunch of yours. That's why we call it No Time to Google. You're going to get a question. You got 5 seconds to answer it. Do that 3 times. Get $100 from Sylvan Learning Center of St. Cloud. Now, here's the cool part. You don't need to know all 3 answers, just 2 of them. If you struggle on any of them, say Lifeline, and we're going to turn to a song from the year 2004 that'll hopefully get you a chance to be able to plow right through that question. So, without further ado, you ready to go?
I sure am.
Good luck, Caitlin. Here comes your first question. All you have to do is answer it quickly because there is no time to Google.
PETA stands for what?
Brett.
PETA. P-E-T-A.
It is bread. I think that is right. But she means PETA, the organization P-E-T-A.
Should we just give it to her? Because that was adorable.
Yeah, I say give it to her.
All right,
That is correct. That's exactly right. You're right.
You're totally right.
It really means what? People for the ethical treatment of animals?
Eating tasty animals.
All right. Question number 2. Caitlin, good luck. There is no time to Google.
What does a spermologer collect?
Sperm.
No!
Just wrong.
How do I not get fired here?
Wrong. You're wrong.
Kat, what does a spermologer collect?
Trivia.
That's the wrong name for that.
It is totally the wrong name for that.
Caitlin, you went for the low-hanging fruit, and it cost you $100. What if you would have used your lifeline? You would have heard 5 seconds of this song. And would have you known the artist and title of that?
I know the song, but I think it's called Rockaway, but I don't know.
No.
Lean Back by Fat Joe. And Terror
I was
Squad.
singing it in my...
Maybe you need to be more of a music spermologer.
All right. I think we need to just stop saying that word.
People going through a divorce could soon be given time off from work.
It's not just a divorce, it's the macro effects of like your family, you lose friends. We always say, how do we help the people in our teams? Creating provisions is a really healthy thing to be doing in advance rather than wait for it to come, watch their performance decline and then have to react.
To be honest, I've had many employees go through divorces and worse, loss of children as well. And sitting at home moping doesn't help.
I don't think you should be given time off for divorce. It's like roll with the punches. But too many people get divorced these days, first off. But like, how would that be for me as a worker that is still married? You know what I mean? Like, you get extra time, or do I get extra time?
I think we're looking at this
on
wrong.
my books.
I think you're all looking at this wrong. Isn't the bottom line productivity?
Right.
You get a divorce, you come back to work, your head isn't in the game. Why not give them 3, 4, 5 days off, and then they come back and they're super productive and they're dialed back in?
You're going to have a problem with the people that are still happily married or didn't cheat on their spouse and still with their partner. Why don't I get extra time off and give me extra vacation off?
The problem is we're penalizing people for not doing a great job versus incentivizing people for doing an exceptional job. Here's the deal. If you get a divorce and you're struggling, your productivity is not as good as it should be. Yes
Those
or
are
no?
called personal days.
Yeah, but regardless, your productivity for my company isn't what it needs to be. You're not going to get bonus. I'm sorry you went through a divorce and that led you to not getting bonus. That's not my problem as a boss. But if everything is fine in your life and you find a way to be productive, or if you go through a divorce and you still find a way to be productive in your work hours, then you're going to be bonus. I'm not going to take stuff away from you because you suck.
Yeah, but how much time? I would say give them 5 days of unpaid. You can take a week off and we'll look the other way.
We're so concentrated on these days and these numbers
absolutely.
Versus what's the end goal. If you're a really great employee, I want to make it so that you want to come in here and continue to do great things for my company versus, well, I'm going to hold you to this. You make sure you log in and document every minute you're not at work. Who the hell cares? What's the end product? Is the end product amazing? If so, take as much time off as you want.
We're in a world that we want people to feel fair, and that wouldn't feel fair for people.
Feels right. Everybody's butthurt about, they had to work more than I did.
What's the lesson? Don't get divorced. A woman has gone viral with her ghost exit survey. So she was recently ghosted by this guy, and she just wants to know why.
I recently got ghosted by a guy who I didn't even like, and I emailed him this ghosting exit survey to fill out. So the first question is, please provide a 1 to 2 sentence example of why you did it. Please circle if I am more cute, hot, sexy, or pretty, and just know, just as like a rule, you have to circle all 4. Please provide the names, emails, and phone numbers of at least 2 of your exes and your birth mother, and that's just like, so I can start a group chat.
Listen back to this. This is why you're getting ghosted.
Yeah.
You could be...
spent a lot of time doing
Liz,
that.
you could be the hottest human on the planet. You're going to get ghosted if you talk like this.
Can you help me? Can you help me? Can you help me? Everybody!
All right, OPP, other people's problems come in a lot of shapes and forms here in the Playhouse. Sometimes we'll get a text, a DM, maybe even a phone call. And what I love, like I said, the most about our audience is that people come up with good solutions to your problems, so feel free to use us as a little bit of a free therapy situation. Lindsay, we know a little, but recap for everybody what's going on here, will you?
Yeah. So I have this friend who is really good friends with my sister and her husband. And apparently her husband, I overheard this, her husband has apparently been complaining about my sister. And, my sister works so hard. He has this whole startup. She's working her ass off to support them and the whole family. And so I'm just feeling really conflicted here. Like, should I tell my sister? Should I, tell my brother-in-law and be like, I know you said this, why? And I just feel really conflicted about it all.
Yeah, I would too. I would feel very upset. How long have they been married? Like a while?
Yeah, a while.
Okay.
Like 12 years.
Who knows how long
I just don't
he's been
understand
talking
how
about
this
her.
is anyone else's business. Like, I'm glad you called and you were sharing this with us, but I don't understand why you would want to get involved at all.
Any sibling, that's your business. That is 100% your business. I think that if he is smearing your sister's name like that,
that's their business.
But have you had a little thing in your gut? Sometimes you feel a certain way about who your siblings with, and you have that gauge.
Yeah. Do you like this guy?
I don't love the fact that, she is just responsible for everything in the family. I think it's good that she's supporting his dreams and all that. But, yes and no. I've always liked him. We've gotten along well. But it's hard. When you know something, you can't unknow it.
Yeah.
So it's just, I feel very, torn.
Lee, thoughts on this, man? What would you do? Would you say something, or is this not your business?
I don't really think it's my business. I do respect the idea of standing up for your sibling, but she chose to marry this guy, and maybe what she heard just happened to be said in a moment of vulnerability. Maybe he doesn't feel that way overall, and it was just
maybe he doesn't.
Bad
That's
moment.
why he said it when she wasn't around. Maybe that's truly how he feels.
And once again, they married each other, so at that point in time, it's kind of one of those.
That's the way I look at it, man. My sister just got married, and now her husband's business is her husband's business. If he says something to me, that's not my business anymore. That's her husband now. If he says something to me, I'm not kicking it back to my sister.
What do you think if Trisha was there and she heard Tim say something about Tanya? Don't you? I think Trisha would tell Tanya.
No.
Yeah, I think she would.
No, because that's not your business anymore. That's husband and wife business. That is not in-law business. Stay the hell out.
I think it's your obligation.
Lee, back me up on this, man.
It's not a cousin. It's a sister.
I'm kind of 50-50. I think it depends on what's said, too.
It doesn't matter.
Lee, let's say you have a brother and you hear through the grapevine that your sister-in-law is talking smack about your brother, bad-mouthing him all around town. You wouldn't give him the heads up like, hey, your wife's saying some terrible things about you to people. I think you would.
It really depends on what's said, I guess. I mean, if it's negative to the point of cheating or something like that, then yeah, that's your business and it's your sister.
How is that your business at all?
If you hear that your sibling is being cheated on, I'm saying I would let my sister know.
Do you know? You might cause undue pain.
Good call.
I'm telling you, we're all in everyone else's
pain?
business so much. Most of the pain in our lives can all be just shut down if people would shut the hell up and mind their own business.
I think it's more painful if I found out that you, my brother, knew about
I
me.
heard. How are you ever going to know that I heard about that?
But even a rumor, if I was told, oh, yeah, your brother knew because so-and-so tell. Really? You knew that this junk was being spread about me and you didn't even tell me so I could shut it down?
So much speculation.
Ooh, I would be mad.
I'm with you on that.
All right, Lee.
You can't spread rumors.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you being smart today. OPP, other people's problems. Basically, Lindsay is torn about whether or not she should be saying something because of all the smack talk that might be. I don't know.
It's her brother-in-law
so much
talking about
speculation.
her sister that has done everything for him. So as a sister, I would be irate to know that smack talk is coming out of somebody else's mouth about her.
I think Leo put it best when he texted in, these people love drama. And I think there is a certain percentage of our world that just feeds on drama.
Yeah, 1425 says if you catch him talking crap about her at the moment, then you can say something.
Right, that's
Don't
a
stir the
confrontational
pot.
moment.
Then have a conversation with him. It's your brother-in-law. Say, listen, people are saying this stuff, and that's not right. It's getting back to me. You have a big mouth. Shut it.
Nick, how you feeling here? You blow this up or you watch your bobber?
Well, I am typically one to watch my bobber. For some reason, I'm one of those people that everyone's got to tell everything to.
Yeah.
The only time I would let it out is if it's affecting my own mental. Like, I don't, if it's going to affect them one way or another, I'm not big about that. But if it's something that's weighing heavily on me, I'm going to let it out.
Yeah, I just think it's not a coworker. It's not a fly-by friend. This is your sister.
No. Yeah, and like my brother, he's great and I love him. But what happened in his marriage, there are things he doesn't tell me about his marriage, and that's fine and that's great. So if I'm hearing rumors or something like that, I'm not going to blow it up unless it's something that's weighing heavily on me.
Like if you're losing sleep or you can't eat or you feel disgusted when you hear this.
Exactly. If I feel like something that I heard is not sitting right with me, then I'm going to let him know about it. But if it's a little rumor or something like that, I'm not going to spread that drama. I'm not going to put more into what is probably already going on at, or not probably, but might be going on at home already, If I can save him from that hurt, I'm going to do it. But if it's something I feel like he needs to know, then I'm going to let him know.
Nick, score one for the intellectuals today.
Why? He said he'd still get involved.
No, he will. Only if it makes him lose sleep. Otherwise, he's mind your bobber guy. That's why he gets the buzzer. He gets the ding.
Okay, enough with don't touch it again.
Great job,
Stop.
man. Thanks, man. Have a great day.
Yeah, you too.
This person, who is this? 1339. Everyone vents about their spouse, good or bad. Even if a sibling gets involved, they won't listen no matter how bad because their conscience is telling them, where's the proof? Where's the proof? Denial.
I just don't listen. If I've got an issue with my wife, I tell my wife.
That's what I have never talked about any issue that Derek and I have been dealing with anybody. I don't think your marriage issues should go any further than the house. You don't need to tell your girlfriend group about it.
Some people do all the time.
Oh,
though.
yes, I know.
You're into love and drama then.
Yeah.
I don't prefer it. There's so much other stuff I need to waste my time on. Have you heard about your ghost outfit? Do you know what this is?
I know what a ghost outfit is. It is what you die in.
They say that will be if you haunt people or if people see you as an aberration. that you will have that outfit on for the rest of your life, the rest of your ghost life.
Okay. So this is what if I died right now, this is what I would wear?
Sadly.
Okay.
This is what people would see you like. Now, the reason I bring this up is usually I'll get done with the show and I'll go straight to the gym. And it's not warm out lately. So what I've been wearing is like superhero tights under my shorts. And then I wear like a compression shirt, a T-shirt, and then a hoodie. I like having my hood up at the gym, and I like not talking to people, and I like just doing my thing. So what I'll do is I'll be done with that. I'll throw my street clothes in my bag, and as soon as I'm done at the gym, I'll just grab my bag and I'll go home. And the other day when I walked in, my wife works from home, and she goes, "This is what you wear, huh?" And I'm like, "What?" And she goes, "Well, what if you died in a car crash? This is what people would see you like as a ghost."
Well, is she always 100? Well, no one is ever always 100.
But
someone's always going to look like trash when they die.
I look like a hot mess. I mean, I look like a complete slob.
You know, my sister, she wears matching bra and panties. Just in case
she dies like that?
Well, she just always hears it like, she's like Dolly Parton, where she like sleeps with her makeup and her hair done because if there's a fire that breaks out, she wants to look good when she exits the building. That's my sister. If something happens and they have to cut her clothes off, God forbid anything happens to her like that, but she wants to look good under there.
Now, I wish you only the best, and I wish you happiness and a long life, prosperity, and every joy that this great chunk of humanity can give you. But here's what I need you to do right now. I need you to text me your current ghost outfit.
Okay.
I need you to quick snap a picture.
Be careful, not while you're driving.
Don't do it while you're driving. Be smarter than that. Just take a quick picture of yourself. I want to see, if you were to die right now, how we would see you in our dreams, how we would see you as a ghost. If you decided to haunt us for the rest of our earthly lives, what would we see you as? Can you describe people what you got on right now?
No, I don't want to do that. All right. I have a sweatshirt that was clearly stolen from a promotion that we did. Not stolen, left behind. Someone didn't pick it up. Big red sweatshirt. I think it has like, you know, when you put a chapstick in the dryer, I think there are some like oil stains on it somewhere. And then I have a construction shirt from, it's another station t-shirt. And then I have,
is there anything have you purchased any of your wardrobe?
My shoes and my socks, my underwear, and my pants. This was from someone I help coach.
She's pointing to her hat.
He gave me this so I would give him a KCLD Bubba Keg mug for his fishing.
You got ripped off.
I did.
Yeah.
It's a good fit. It's a good fit.
For me, I think I'm okay. I got a St. Ben's sweatshirt on that my daughter got me.
Okay.
I got some Lulu joggers on, and I got some new On Cloud kicks.
So
that
fancy.
My wife just bought me. So I'm really kind of at a baller status. So if I was going to die, it should be like right now. This is all the better I'm going to look.
Okay. Well, wouldn't we want to look like how we lived?
Yeah,
I mean, this is
guess.
kind of how I live.
We've learned over the past days, months, years of listening to Kat that things are great and some things are just
the worst. You know, I talked to someone the other day. They said, listen, I have never noticed how many times I say something is the worst until you guys pointed it out.
Do you know what your other crutch is?
What? Perfect.
Excited.
I'm excited?
Yeah, you use that as a gather up moment. Like, oh, I'm so excited. And then you'll go on with the details.
No, I think you're wrong.
No, because when you say excited, it's like
the worst.
But maybe there's something else today that is just
the worst. There is. So there are a lot of corners that were cut when they built our house. It's a great house, okay? But like when a house goes up in 30 minutes, you can expect some imperfections. One thing that we've been meaning to take care of in our carpet, there are staples that they put.
Oh, they didn't get all the way down.
And they hurt. So there are like 4 of them in our hallway. And if you catch it just right, it is so painful. And I was going to get a pedicure tomorrow, but now I have to wait until the bottom of my foot heals because I caught a staple. And now there's like a 6-inch gash in the bottom of my foot, like by my arch. So poor construction is the worst.
Yeah. You know, you can just tap those down with a hammer, right?
Like I said, we've been meaning to take care of it.
So you keep catching your foot on it, but you can't stop to turn around. You could even just use the butt of a glass or something to knock those in.
You seem to have all the answers. I feel like maybe you should come over and I don't think you can do it. I don't think.
This is when she does the stuff like this. It always reminds me of I caught her at a moment of weakness once. Kat admitted that she was so lazy that instead of walking to the end of her driveway to get the mail, she would tell Liam, I bet you can't beat your record. And she had a standing record of making her kid run to the mailbox and run back because she never wanted to walk to the end of her driveway.
God, you really make me seem horrible.
That was a horrible move. That's a horrible
because I made my child run to the mailbox. How many times did you do that when you were younger?
Never.
Yeah.
I never once said, all right, now it's the time and go. Let's see if you can beat your record on running to the mailbox and back. That is
the worst. So we have a mutual friend named Kathy, and she had posted about what she calls the scariest 65 seconds of her life, which might not seem like a long time, but when it involves the health of your child, it absolutely does.
Takes forever.
So what they did was they found out, because this is the second time, I guess, in a year that this has happened to their daughter, who I think she might be like, I don't know, 7. And what happens is, like, if she's in pain, she passes out. So after they did some blood tests, I can't even pronounce it, but she said that she passes out. It's hard to bring her to. She has to call 911. The breathing gets labored, gets slower. And she's like, it scared me to death. Kids can do that. I mean, I remember a year and a half ago, I had bought these like energy balls at the grocery store.
Yeah,
and they had cashews in them. And my kid has eaten nuts his whole life. Peanuts, walnuts. Maybe I've never noted that he has never had cashews. But I remember making a smoothie when he was like 5, and I put some cashew milk in the smoothie. And he had said that his throat was a little itchy. I kind of wrote it off. And then he had one of these energy balls. And I have never like seen someone so panicked to like breathe. You know, his whole throat was closing up. He was like tugging at his ears, trying to like open some type of airway. And I shoved some Benadryl down his throat and tried to calm him down.
That helped?
It did. But I mean, that was scary. That is a scary moment when you have no control over what's going on with your kid. And I don't know how to use an EpiPen. I had not one available, so I wouldn't even know how to use one.
Jeez.
I shouldn't say that out loud because I take care of one of his friends that has to have an EpiPen, and I rely on somebody else to be able to know how to use it. I should probably watch a YouTube tutorial, but I was scared to death, watching him.
Not to sensationalize these stories, but we thought we'd talk about this, number one, because our kids share so many things, and it might help you as a mom or a dad down the line if you hear someone else's story on, number one, what to do if this situation happens.
Yeah.
Number two, things to be on the lookout for as a mom or a dad, that it could happen to your kids. You never know what's going to happen tomorrow. So real quick, and I got time to maybe line up 1 or 2 calls, so if you want to call right away, I can get you on next. But when was the last time you were scared to death because of something that happened to your kiddo?
Megan had texted, I took my kids out to dinner at Mongo's one time, and my youngest was about 5, and she wanted a mint, one of the hard ones, and I told her to let it melt in her mouth. She didn't, and she started choking. I panicked. I've never panicked like that in my entire life. Thank God there was an EMT next to us, scooped the mint out of the throat. Even though I was trying to do that, I didn't really know exactly what to do. So all is well. But just that brief moment when you look back, you're like, wow, all that was only like 45 seconds.
Amazing how quickly you lose your head.
Yeah. So scared her to death.
If you look at Kat's siblings, you have Casey.
Yes.
Michael.
Mm-hmm.
Emma.
Mm-hmm.
You.
Correct.
Now, Emma is your younger sister by how many years?
3.
Okay.
But she looks older. So I tell her that.
Dang, that's harsh, man. That's really, really brutal.
I don't know if she's listening or not. Michael is happily married. They have a bebe. She is
Penelope is how old?
Freaking adorable. Her name is Ophelia.
Yeah.
She's just over 1.
That smile that you showed me this morning while she was eating is just loving life.
She's like a little Cabbage Patch doll. I love her.
0 worries.
My brother and his wife, they've been married since I started working here. They got married like the
Well, I
year
knew they were
worked
married before you were because she wore white to your wedding.
That is correct.
I remember that.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah.
You're the only one that it bothers. And then my sister, she was engaged to her baby daddy. She gave him about a decade and a half of her life. And now she's doing her own thing. She's been independent, living with my nephew. They have this cute little house in Anoka. She just does her thing. She's making a ton of cash. I'm proud of her. And she tells me the other day she was asked out on a date.
So do you think she actively pursues dating, or
Never?
She would be happy? Really? Is she?
She's not horny. Nothing. She doesn't like.
That's answered the question I was going to ask.
Yeah,
Thank
no,
you
she
for
doesn't-
jumping in there.
She's all about the cash.
How do you not, man? I just don't know how you like. Those feelings just aren't there for 10 years.
I guess not. When you're a single mom, you got other fish to fry. And she's
Sure,
like,
but there's a fish that needs to be fried.
she's the treasurer for the Boy Scouts, so she's got like other stuff going on. But she's
smuggling cookies.
She's a little hottie. Like if you were at the craft beer tour, she was running her tent and she makes money and she's thin. And I'm like, I go, you're wasting your life. I tell her that all the time. You're wasting away
She's
your
just
life
so
with your body.
scorned by this last relationship that she doesn't pursue the love anymore. I
How
don't
could
know.
you not be? I'm not going to talk about any details.
So anyway, so she's dating now. She's going on a first date in 10 years.
So this guy is brothers with, so she's a dental hygienist and for one of her jobs. And then her other job, she sells for mini grown. So she's making all this money. She's doing what she loves. She's a great people person. The owner of that company, it's his brother, okay, who's a dentist. So she knows him from that world too. So like they've known each other for a couple of years.
Assisted him?
No, no, she just knows him through the dental grapevine. But he knows her. And I said, Emily, when you're on this date, no accents, because she's a weirdo like that.
You're
You know,
right. She
you
will
heard
break-
her accents.
Yeah. The last time she was here, she broke into some Scottish accent. I
Yep.
was like, wait, what happened?
Scottish, Southern, British. It comes out when she's nervous, too. And it's just like,
So some of us sweat, some of us stutter. She just turns into Sean Connery.
yes, yes. Hello, thank you for meeting me. And I'm like,
So
no
odd.
accents, no accents.
Okay, so no accents, rule number
and then
one.
no talking about your ex. Not that she would. She's not like that.
It's got to come up.
I think he brought it up a while back.
It's got to come
to her,
up because, listen, if you're dating somebody who has been in a relationship, had a baby, you got to figure. I would do this. If I was dating your sister, I would for sure ask about it so that I didn't make the same.
And if he does, she doesn't have to be weird
mistakes.
about it. Just like be quick and coy about it. Like
You don't have to badmouth them bad. You can just say, what,
She
you know,
wouldn't.
what, yeah, but what didn't maybe work in that relationship? That's what I'd be looking for. I'd be looking to avoid the same pitfalls the other guy fell into.
Yeah. Well, she seems to like him. So we'll see where it goes. It's happening this weekend. She'll give me an update. And they're going to have a couple of beers by his house. And
Oh, she's going to be giving it up.
she will
A couple
not.
of beers by his house
She
means
will
a
not.
couple of beers and right to my house. That's what that means.
However,
Listen.
she did buy a laser hair removal kit.
Yep. She's cleaning out. She's cleaning the house. She's cleaning the
That's a
gutters.
gross way to
And
put
here,
it.
yep, she's cleaning the gutters because a male suitor is coming.
This is her reading the directions and getting her face right. Look at that. Like, he can't see her like that, right?
Yeah, that's
a lot. She doesn't know I have this video. But Christine, we were looking, by the way, because it's been probably over 10 years since my sister has gone on a date. And Christine says, I had the worst divorce 12 years ago, tried to get my groove back, got into a car accident, broke my hip, gained some weight. And that's why I haven't been in the dating world for 12 years.
This one broke my heart. Paula had texted in 17 years since I've dated. When my husband passed, I told him on his deathbed I would never love another.
Oh, you don't have to make those promises. This is still your life.
Something was deep in that relationship that she doesn't think she could ever find somewhere else. And I think that's why you make that. This is my personal opinion. I think that's why you make that kind of a promise.
I think
Like,
you can
they
make
went-
the promise
they
to
went
set
through
someone's
something heavy.
mind at ease, but maybe that's one of those promises that you know you're going to break down the line. And
What-
it's not a terrible promise.
If you knew you only had a couple of days left and Derek looked at you and said that, would you say don't make that promise?
Yes, I would.
you?
Yeah. Because love is a beautiful thing. And if he goes out and finds yet another lobster, there are many people out there for you. I think people think that there's only one person out there for you. If Derek wasn't around, hopefully I would have found someone that is just as amazing as he is
I
and
kind
fills
of
my cup
feel
like
the
that.
same way. I wouldn't want my wife to go through the rest of her life alone. You know what I mean?
I
Companionship.
thought she wasn't going to be alone. I thought you were going to be stuffed and put in the corner so you can watch her.
Yeah, I am, but I don't think I want her to be alone. I just want to be there to
want to haunt her.
I want to haunt her to let her know that I was that guy that gave you the family and the exceptional life you live right now. It's all because of me.
Well, okay.
Not to ever be forgotten. So the good things that you have in your future are still probably because of me and the domino effect of the good things I set you up for.
Yeah.
I want her to be aware of that all the time.
I can't wait for this next guy. I'm going to really take him in like he's family. He's going to be great.
If you had, and I got two hands. You have $100. You have to put $100 in the hand of she doesn't gain carnal knowledge or she does gain carnal knowledge. You're putting it in which hand?
I'm going to say she doesn't.
I guarantee she does.
She's kind of a prude like that.
Guarantee she does.
No, I'm going to kind of help Liam through this situation. He left his iPad at school, and I saw, sadly, a glimpse of myself in him because he was so worried. He had this math sheet that he has to upload to this program every day after he gets it done. And he was just so worried. I'm like, dude, you get amazing grades. Like, you're not the ones that they're looking out for. And so he was just like so paranoid. You know how I used to be where I just like overthink.
Because he holds himself to a high regard. I think that's okay.
I know, but he had done everything that he could. He sent it a different way through their class messaging system through my phone. And I'm like, listen, you covered your bases. So I just I felt really bad going to bed. I'm like, I passed that on to him, and I got it from my mom, and that's why I don't have a colon anymore. Like, I don't want him to worry himself sick like I did, you know? I want better for him.
I don't know. I was such a damn delinquent from so early that stuff has never bothered me.
Well, I want him to have a little bit of that. Sadly, I've never thought that I want a little bit of your personality in my kid, but I want him to just cool it, calm down.
Well, and again, that's all right that he's holding himself to a high regard. That means he's not going to slip, and he's paying attention to details. Those are all good things.
He's like, will you just text my teacher? So I texted her, and she put his mind at ease. She's like, you are one of those students that I don't have to worry about. I go, oh, weird, just like your mom said. So that was that. That was our night.
Last night, we had 0 kid events.
Ooh.
No one had, because he skated, 6 days in a row, so they can only skate so many days in a row.
Yeah.
And so we had the night off last night. So Trish and I had dinner, and we kind of talked about a couple of things, and then she just looks at me, she goes, a hot tub? And I go, yeah. I go, it's 40 below wind chill right now. She goes, why would you have a hot tub in Minnesota if you're not going to use it on a night like tonight? So here's the good and the bad. The good is when you get into 105 degree temperature, feels so amazing. Everything in your body loosens up. It feels so great. But here's what I instantly do. I take water, I splash on my face and my head.
Yeah.
Freezes.
Yep.
My eyebrows were frozen last night. I had icicles hanging off my eyebrows.
So is that going to be your thing? I mean, you're going to be empty nesters in, if you think about it, a minute.
3 or 4 years.
Well, it's going to go fast.
Maybe, I don't know. I think we'll find some things to keep us occupied. But I kind of like some of these nights where we just sit around. We had a bottle of wine in the hot tub.
Yeah.
We sat out there for 45 minutes. And
another
looked at the
bottle,
stars,
huh?
and it was, I'm telling you, it's not that hard.
It goes
to drink.
so fast.
It's not that hard to drink a bottle of $7 Moscato. In the hot tub, and we got the regular little.
I'm not judging.
You are. You're very
overcompensating.
Very judging. Another bottle, huh?
Okay.
We just got those little tumblers. Here was the hardest part. This is this again. I feel blessed that we have a luxury like this, but the heat from the water comes up, and the metal rims of they stick to your, all of a sudden you're stuck to your mouth because it was so cold out last night.
Doesn't she have those rubber straws that she takes everywhere? Didn't she go through that little phase?
Well,
that was annoying.
Listen, because she got heavily influenced by one of her friends who's into making sure there's no plastic being used anywhere. So we have tons of metal straws, but not for the little wine tumblers. I'm telling you, if you're listening to this right now, you're going, it's not that hard to drink a bottle of wine between two people.
We get it.
Just because your husband doesn't drink, and when you drink a bottle of wine, it's gonzo. It's not been.
Settle down.
You got me all fired up.
The Playhouse Podcast is made possible thanks to Bradshaw and Bryan Law Offices. Catch the live show weekdays from 5:30 to 9 on 104.7 KCLD. Now, share this with a friend.